Good day everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we are here for our first rebuild of the FM26 beta, and I'm here with Liverpool. Let's go straight into it. Let's say welcome along guys, we are here with Liverpool. As you can see, we are on the main screen of the brand new game. This is the first ever rebuild I have done on FM26, and frankly I think Liverpool need it now. Liverpool have been shocking. They are my team. We won the Premier League last season. We were absolutely brilliant, or were we? There is some debate out there whether we were or not, and whether other teams were just worse. I think we're finally starting to see a little bit this season, and I've decided to take the reins on this one. Since we've only got a couple of weeks of the beta before the new game comes out completely on full release, and hopefully a lot less bugs in it, I decided I'd go for a reasonably easy rebuild, because let's face it, Liverpool, they're a top club, a lot of money, all that sort of stuff, so it's reasonably easy. Before we go into that, let's have a quick look around the new UI. So this is the main portal overview screen, where we have our little emails, the league table here. As you can see, we are on the 1st of September, the date is still at the corner. We've won 2, drawn 1, and we're second in the league behind Villa, which is a good start. Our fixture schedule at the start of the season has been pretty decent as well. We won the Community Shield, we beat Crystal Palace, we beat Bournemouth, Newcastle, drew against Newcastle, beat Arsenal 2-0 and beat Bournemouth 2-0, so we've had a pretty decent start. Transfer-wise as well, let's see if we can actually find the transfer activity. This is the thing, this is what we've got to try and find now. Transfer history, there we go, found it. Now this is where I have found one of the bugs. The more seasons I've gone on, these arrows don't work, so you have to go through this. But as you can see, I've brought no other players in. I didn't see the need to at the moment. I could have gone for Mark Gahey, possibly if I go to the player database. I did have about 45.5 million there. I decided not to spend it because I'm quite happy with the squad that Liverpool actually got. I do think the squad should be doing a lot better than they are in real life. But speaking of the squad, let's go and have a quick look at it. So I've got this in order of selection info. I've penned a few players in, but if I get this all sorted, obviously the squad speaks for itself. Alisson, Woodman, Marmadashvili. In there we have obviously the likes of Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk. Obviously the man Florian Wirtz, that everything has been pinned on. I've shoehorned him in, and I'm keeping him in the side because if we go over to the tactics screen, and this is where it gets really interesting. Obviously you can see the combined tactics. It looks a little bit crumpled, I suppose, when it goes to the combined one, but when you go to both, this is what it looks like. So basically on the in possession tactic, I'm going for a 4-2-3-1, keeping Gravenberg and Szoboszlai in there. They're the two main players I wanted in, and Wirtz as my advanced playmaker. Now if I have a look at the playmaker side of things, I've not actually changed any of his instructions, so to speak. I wanted them just to stay the same to see how he got on, but I wanted him in as that advanced playmaker. He is going to be key for us this season, because when you actually have a look at his profile, he is disgusting in the attribute side of things. The only thing that lets him down is his strength, which I think is quite clear in real life, but the rest of it, oh man, this player, he is going to be good. In fact, he's going to be excellent. He's going to be outstanding for us. This the other glitch thing, it's not quite working properly. But then in the out of possession tactics, I've changed it around a little bit and I've gone to a 4-3-3. So the advanced playmaker drops into the central midfield. Szoboszlai moves into that central spot alongside Wirtz, and Grav drops into that sole DM role. The inside forwards, they change to wingers, so they drop back and hold a little bit, with my fullbacks being pressing fullbacks instead of wing backs, which means they stay on the wing side of things, but they'll press a little bit further up. As you can see, they got the move up instruction on there, hopefully to keep things defensively sound. If we have a look at the team instructions as well, I've gone for a more direct style passage of play, which when you look at this, you can have 5 different selections on this, but I want to be more direct. I want to make teams think about us. Higher tempo, play for set pieces, balanced on the creative freedom, but counter-attacking in a transition. And then out of possession as well, high press, higher defensive line. I don't know whether I'm going to drop that back a little bit because that is always risky. Trigger the press more, all that good stuff as well. And when you have a look at it, that's what it looks like out of possession when we're defending. We just go very narrow and tight, hard to play through. It could be a little bit of a weakness on the wings, possibly. And then we go to that, and then it's central midfield, and then it goes to that as well. So out of possession, we are looking quite tight, to say the least. I think this tactic might work alright for us. Fingers crossed. If we have a look at the finances as well. Now, I've got to find the finances again. If we go to the club, financial side of things. Right, here we go. It brings up the pop-up menu. We've got a nice overall balance of 215 million in there, which isn't too bad at all. We do have some debts and loans. That's by the by. Our projections for next season, transfer window side of things, is going to be about 78 to 80 million, I think, if I'm reading that correctly. Okay, that's not too bad. That's something I could possibly work with as well. Right then, guys, I'm ready to run this first season simulation. We've already got the Community Shield in the bag. We're at the top of the league, joint with Villa, after 3 wins at the start of the season, which I'm very, very happy with. We've got the Champions League, we've got the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Can we win anything this season? Can we retain the title? Let's go and find out, shall we? It's important to start the season well, and we did just that with a lovely 2-0 win over Arsenal. And the good form continued. A 4-0 battering of Everton, a 4-1 smashing of Man United, a lovely 3-0 win versus Man City, and an absolute trouncing of West Ham 6-0 were just some of the highlights. There were blips, of course, like losing to Spurs, Forest and Villa, but a massive 6-1 win on the last day of the season sealed it for us as we retained the Premier League title. Domestic Cup wise, the Carabao and the FA Cup were absolute major disappointments, but in Europe, we secured vital wins like a 6-0 smashing of Inter Milan, a 3-2 win over Monaco, and a 4-0 win versus Maccabi Tel Aviv as we qualified in the top 8. In the round of 16, it was an epic clash against Barcelona as we finished 4-4 on aggregate, and we had to beat them on penalties to defeat the Catalans to go into the quarterfinals. And in the quarterfinals, it was a tighter affair as we edged past Spurs 2-1, and then onto the semis versus Bayern Munich, and we squeezed past them 4-3 on aggregate to face our nemesis Real Madrid in the final. And in the final, it was the Florian Wirtz show as we utterly destroyed Real Madrid 5-1 as we go on to claim our 7th Champions League title. Well, that's not a bad start to the first season, is it? Come on. Now, just before we get into the whole side of things of what's happened with this season, I do want to reiterate as well that these rebuilds are now going to be 6 season rebuilds, done in 3 parts. First part, obviously, you guys are watching right now. Second part will be out on the Friday, and then the third part will be the following Monday. And then that's when I will roll into, hopefully, once all the bugs have been sorted and the game has been released properly, that is when we will get into the normal challenges and things like that. As we can see here, we are at the top of the Premier League. We are champions again. Excellent. We have back-to-back titles. We've defended the title by 4 points. Not too bad. Lost 7 this season. Which for some reason or other it won't show me. I don't know why. That's probably another bug. Wins as well. Oh, hang on. We are getting the... Yeah, there's definitely a couple of bugs in here. But still, 84 goals scored, only 29 conceded. That's not bad. That tactic clearly works for the league. Very, very happy with that. But not only that, we won the Champions League. We won the Champions League thanks very much to a 5-1 win. 5-1 in the Champions League final against Real Madrid. Wow. Wirtz, Chiesa, Van Dijk, and he's like, I can't. Genius. The 2 best competitions that Liverpool need to win, and we got them both in the first season. What can I say? What can I say? Let's go and have a quick look at the squad, shall we? Oh, that's a good season. So we'll have a look at the goals. Let's see if it'll arrange it. Yes, it does. Isak got 24 and 48, a 1 and 2. That's a great ratio. Wirtz, though, 26 assists and 20 goals. That's a 46 GA in a season for 56 games. Wow. Wow. And he's improving as well. This kid is amazing. Oh, I'm so glad Liverpool bought him. Well, for this case, anyway. Salah, he got 20 and 11, 13 and 5 from Chiesa with only 20 starts. That's a good contribution. 12 and 12 from Gakpo in 53 starts. 10 goals from Van Dijk at centre-back. 7 and... Oh, no, that's Trent Doherty. Ekitike got 7. Ekitike actually has had a big boost up in this. He's really, really good. Really good. And he's going to progress even more. He's only 23, so he's got a lot of potential to ride into. So I think over the coming seasons, we're going to see the rotation between Isak and Ekitike, and there is every chance that Ekitike could become better. We'll see. Curtis Jones got 6 and 7 on his. Frimpong got 3 goals and 9 assists from fullback. Really good first season for him. Szoboszlai, actually I ended up taking Szoboszlai out of the team and wanted him and McAllister to rotate. He only made 8 starts, 3 goals, 5 assists. Whereas McAllister, where are you? You're down here with 1 goal and 5 assists. That may have been a slight mistake on my part, but I didn't want to make either of them upset because I want to keep both the players. So that's a tough one. That is a tough one. As I say, going into the transfer market, if we're going to have a look at the player menu, we have 123 million. 123 million. That is not too bad at all. And let's go and spend it, guys. I'm going to go and spend this 123 million. Let's go and jump into season number 2 to see if we can go back to back to back on retaining the title. I'll see you guys in a couple of seconds. And here we are, guys, for season number 2. As you can see, we're on the 31st of August 2026. So we are near the end of the season, and we've started off pretty well again. If we have a quick look at the fixture schedule before we go and have a look at the financial side of things, we have started the season brilliantly. We won a penalty shootout against Arsenal. McAllister missing the first one. That's a bit gutting, but still, we won it. We got another Community Shield under our belt. Then we beat Palace 1-0. We've beaten Porto in the Europa Super Cup 2-0. Thank you very much to McAllister with 2 goals. Chiesa again on the score sheet against Fulham. And then we beat Villa 3-0 away. That's a good result. And then we humped Man United 4-1 at Anfield. Very, very happy with that. But we want to go and have a look at the financial side of things. And also, hang on, just got to find it again. Financially, we are sitting quite pretty. We're very, very comfortable here at the moment. And if we go and have a look at the transfer side of things, I've still got 79 million in the budget. And if we have a look at the transfer history, if I can find it, where are we at? There we go. As I say, transfer history wise, these arrows don't work, unfortunately. So I'm going to go back. I signed 1 player as a centre back. William Pacho has come in, bought in for, what did we buy him in for again? 55 million. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure my way around this a little bit, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. 55 million for William Pacho, who I see as a potential long-term replacement for Van Dijk, and he's got all the attributes right there and then, so we could probably start and challenge Konate, or not, as the case may be, because Konate has left us. Konate actually didn't want to sign a contract, so he buggered off on a free transfer to Real Madrid, which is kind of what I expect to happen in real life. And then, on top of that, as well, player sales, there wasn't that much. Ramsey went to Stoke for $1 million, a few loans here and there, and that was about it. If I go back on that side of things again, scroll to the top, no other sales done before the save points on the game. And then it was just another player that I wanted to bring in to strengthen out the midfield, and it was kind of a romantic signing as well. Ruben Neves was up as a free agent after his contract expired in Saudi Arabia. And I thought, you know what, even at the age of 29, and there's that little connection between Jota and Neves being best friends, and he's a very close friend of Jota's family and all that sort of stuff. I thought, you know what, just for sentimental reasons more than anything else, and obviously to give us a little bit more strength in midfield, I brought him in on a free transfer for 200k a week. Yikes. There is another player that I did want to sign, and that was Gahey. I did want to bring Gahey in, but then the Saudi team came in for him, offered him 600 grand a week. I'm not competing with that, and he's decided to go off to Saudi instead. So no Mark Gahey. Sorry, Liverpool fans, but that's just the way it is. I couldn't compete with the Saudi side of things. We've had a look at the fixture schedule. Obviously, we still have all the competitions to do. If we have a quick look at the squad, the way that is looking now, and get that rearranged again, still pretty much as you were. I've got Jayden Danns out on loan. Jayden Danns, by the way, is rated very highly on this. C+ on there, but actually his potential is a lot higher, and he's developing really well. Will we get to see him over this save? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. There is another star that could be coming through, and that's Giovanni Leone. Great determination. He is improving. The arrows are a little bit up and down at the moment. I know it is a little bit hard to see and understand. They need to change the colour palette a little bit. But as a natural centre-back, I think he's going to do all right. And he's still only 19. He's got plenty of time. He has got plenty of time to mature and grow into that role. So I'm hopeful on that one. And Bradley is unhappy. He wants a bit more playing time. Whether he's going to get that or not this season, I'm not sending him out on loan because he is a good player. He is a good player. Physicals, mentals, really, really good. Technicals, really good. So I want two right backs that are going to compete very, very well with each other. And there we have it, guys. We are at the start of season number 2, ready to roll into the highlights to see if we can retain the title again. Maybe even go back to back in the Champions League, or will it all just fall apart? Let's go and find out, shall we? Liverpool's history is built on domestic success, and it didn't start well, losing 1-0 to Everton in the FA Cup. But in the Carabao Cup, we needed a penalty shootout versus Arsenal in the semi-finals to reach the final versus Birmingham. And again, we needed penalties to win the competition and our 11th League Cup of our history. We secured a 4-0 win versus Al Hilal to become Intercontinental Champions, but despite beating PSG, Bodo Glimt and Dortmund, who was in the Champions League, we couldn't defend our title as Real Madrid got their revenge, beating us 8-7 on aggregate. In the league, it went down to the wire. We had losses to Man City and Arsenal, but big wins like a 7-1 versus Ipswich, and revenge wins like a 5-0 versus Arsenal and a 5-1 versus Man City kept us in the title race versus Spurs. And despite winning our last 3 games of the season, it was a 1-0 loss to Spurs at a critical point, meaning we missed out on the title and finished second by 1 point. Well, that is truly, truly frustrating. I cannot believe we got done over by Spurs. I'm not happy with that in the slightest. So let's have a look at the Premier League table as it is. Yes, we missed out on the title by a point to Spurs. And just as a little reminder, as it was covered in the highlights, we lost to Spurs away from home 1-0, and that's what cost us the title. Because after that, we went 6-0, 5-0, and 5-0 again. I can't. It's Spurs. I don't know how Spurs are so good on this game, as they were on FM24. I just do not understand it. Really don't understand it at all. But it is what it is. I've missed out on the league title by a point. Devastated. Obviously, if we have a look at the other competitions as well, let's go to it. Champions League, we got knocked out by Real Madrid, who went on to win it. So they got their revenge on us for last season. Obviously, we did win the Community Shield and we did win the UEFA Super Cup. We did get knocked out of the FA Cup by... who knocked us out? Bear with me for 1 second. Ah, yes. How could I forget? We got knocked out by Everton away from home 1-0 in that absolutely horrible run right there at the start of January with way too many draws. 4 draws and 1 loss. Albeit, we did still win the Carabao Cup. So we have got a little bit of silverware and randomly beating Birmingham on penalties. That's so strange. We deserved it though because we scored the most goals. So, nah. Have a look at the squad and let's have a look at the goals and see how everybody got on. Isak with 27 this season and 8 assists. 22 goals from Ekatike. Wirtz, would you call that a drop-off? 18 and 18. That's still a 36 GA in the season. That's still really, really good. Really, really good. Gakpo, 15 and 11. Dan's actually got 14 goals on his loan spell. Salah only got 10 and 7. We're starting to see the demise of him, unfortunately. It's just the way it goes in football. Chiesa got another 9 goals, 3 assists, 5 and 5 from Szoboszlai. Only 15 starts though. Do I need to pen him in to get the most out of Szoboszlai? Because I do think he's better than McAllister. More than likely. More than likely. But that being said, that is the squad. I need to go and have a look at what we have in the transfer budget, and hopefully it's a big one. 176 million to go and spend for season number 3. I will take that. Thank you very much. And there we have it, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is the end of season 2. We have won the Premier League title, the Champions League and the Carabao Cup in 2 seasons. I would say the Dynasty build is going very, very well for this. 4 seasons to go. In the next episode, it'll be season 3 and 4. So don't forget to leave a like and you'll have to subscribe to make sure you're up to date with that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.